Welcome to the Complete Story series, where we take trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digestible bites for you to understand. Then we read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panel's text and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by the respected companies. Now, I don't normally do this, but as we are attempting to be a family-friendly channel, I would like to place a disclaimer at this point. This is one of the darkest Batman stories out there, and it may not be suitable for children. You all know about Batman and the Joker, but have you ever wondered what the greatest story is? The one story that seems to stand the test of time and tells a truly dark Batman tale? Batman arrives at Arkham Asylum to talk, just talk, to the Joker. He wants to try and reach out to this man. Their fights are going to end in death. One of them will eventually die. Either the Joker will kill Batman, or Batman will kill the Joker. It's simply an eventuality. Batman has come here to offer help, to help him resolve his issues so that they can move on. But something's off. Something's not right. This isn't the Joker. The Joker's escaped. And he's currently buying a carnival for his latest evil plan. Batman heads back to the Batcave to begin searching for the Joker, and to remember all of the years that he and Joker have gone back and forth. It's a never-ending cycle. It always begins with the Joker killing people, hurting people, threatening people, and Batman capturing him and bringing him back to Arkham. It looks like this cycle is about to begin again, but Batman sits down and he says, "How can two people who know nothing about each other hate each other so much?" Well, we all know about Batman's origins. We don't know the Joker's origins, do we? You see that man on the video right now? That's the Joker. And he started his life as a struggling comedian whom was trying to provide for his family. But he was failing. He couldn't get his punchlines right. He couldn't get the audience to laugh. He couldn't even bring home a steady paycheck for his wife and his unborn child. But his wife tells him not to worry. She trusts that he'll figure something out. She's not going anywhere, because she knows that he'll always know how to make her laugh. Maybe she could have kept him on the right path. Maybe if she was there, he wouldn't have let go of his sanity. There are a lot of what-ifs in this story, but the fact is, she died the very next day while he was trying to arrange a heist so that he could get a little bit more money for his wife. She died to a 1 in a million chance, something that should never have happened. She was testing a baby bottle heater, and there was a short and an explosion, and she perished. But he had already made arrangements to help with this heist, and they told him that sorry for his loss, but if he backed out now, he'd be joining her soon. So while coping with the death of his wife, he was forced to help in robbing a place next to the local chemical factory that he used to work at. You see, they needed him. They needed a fall guy. They needed someone to wear the infamous Red Hood mask. Someone that they could blame if they ever got caught. But what if he had said no? How many lives would have been spared from the Joker? Would he have just moved on with his life, coped with his loss, got a real job? We'll never know, because that night, they robbed the facility and they were surrounded by the police. And a new man in a bat costume, someone that the criminals of this city should start fearing. And the Joker, he did fear Batman this one time in their entire history. And Batman didn't even realize that he struck fear into this man's heart. Scared of Batman, the Joker fell off the balcony and into the chemicals below. As he washed up on a nearby shore and removed his helmet, his skin was bleached white and his hair was turned green. The man who formerly cared for nothing more than taking care of his wife had lost his grip on his sanity. One bad day turned a working man into the Joker. And that was the origin of the Joker that Batman didn't know about. But the Joker wanted to prove something to the Bat. He wanted to prove that no one could survive a bad day that is that bad in their life. That one bad day can turn anyone into a psychotic killer. So he picked a man that should be able to rise above anything. A man that was known for his disposition to never be moved by anything. Things began with a simple knock on a door, and a gun was fired into Barbara Gordon's stomach. James Gordon was in his daughter's apartment at that exact moment, reading the paper, when he saw his own daughter gunned down before him, and then he was knocked unconscious by the Joker's men. Following these events, Barbara would be brought to the local hospital to recover. Joker didn't take her with him. He left her for dead, but he didn't finish her off. Batman arrived to find out what had happened to her, who shot her. And through the tears in her eyes, she said that she remembered the things that the Joker did. Oh, the things that he did. And she said that he was taking it to the limit this time. He claimed that he had plans for Commissioner Gordon. The Joker had big plans for her father. What was he planning for him? Batman held her tight and told her he would rescue her father. But Batman doesn't have that much time because Commissioner Gordon awoke in a cell with some carnival freaks removing his clothing and forcing a collar on him and dragging him out on display. He was then forced on his hands and knees in front of a throne sitting atop a pile of doll parts and burning doll heads. And all around him was a freaky carnival full of carnival freaks and people in bondage outfits, and everyone just looking at the naked Jim Gordon standing there. And Commissioner Gordon looks up at the throne and he asks, "What am I doing here?" And the Joker, sitting atop this throne, exclaims, "You're going mad." The Joker forces him to remember what the Joker and his henchmen did to his daughter, the terrible things that they did to Jim's daughter. And then they place him on a carnival ride and they tie him into it. There's more to this ride into insanity. In this tunnel, Jim is forced to view pictures of his daughter in pain, his daughter bleeding out on the ground, his daughter being tortured. He's forced to see all of the terrible things that they did to her, and the things that he was not conscious for to protect her from. The ride ends and Joker tells him, "Don't get mad, get even," in response to the Commissioner seemingly slipping into a catatonic state. It doesn't take Batman long to figure out where the Joker's hiding. He wasn't exactly quiet about anything. And Batman pulls up in the Batmobile, with the Joker just standing there waiting for him, and his victim sitting next to them in a cage. Batman sees his friend sitting there, and then he remembers what he wanted to say to the Joker before he realized that he had escaped. "I've been thinking lately about you and me. One of us is going to kill each other, and I don't want your blood on my hands." Batman jumps on the Joker, ready to start this fight, but the Joker squirts him with some acid, and he runs away laughing. Batman then turns to Commissioner Gordon in the cage. Is he crazy? Did he go mad? No. He tells Batman that the Joker tried to drive him mad. But go get him. Commissioner Gordon's fine. It didn't work. But he does say one important thing to Batman. "Batman, I want you to bring him in by the book. He won't win this. By the book, Batman." Batman then corners the Joker and tells him, "You were wrong. It didn't work. Gordon is as sane as he ever was. Ordinary people don't crack. Ordinary people don't become insane lunatics from one bad day." The whole time, the Joker's laughing harder than he ever has before. This is their lives, to go back and forth, fighting each other. One of them will die eventually. Batman was right. This is an endless cycle. But the Joker looks up at him, and in a moment of sanity, he says, "I terrorized a young girl. I tortured an old man. I terrorized a young girl. I tortured an old man. Just kill me. End this." But Batman looks down at him and he says, "No, I won't do it. Because I'm going to do this by the book. And because I don't want to." But the Joker looks up at him, shocked. He couldn't even drive Batman insane. Nothing about this plan has succeeded. So he gets up, and in the rain he looks at Batman and he says, "You know, this reminds me of a joke." And Batman listens. There are these two guys in the loony bin. One night they decide that they don't like it here anymore and they're going to escape. So the two men went to the roof and they could see their freedom. It was across a narrow gap between the roofs. The first man jumped across easily, but the second guy, he was scared. He couldn't do it. So the first guy says, "I'll shine this flashlight over the gap and you can just walk across it." But the second guy says, "What do you think? I'm crazy? You'll turn it off and I'll fall to my death." Batman stares at him and he chuckles. He actually laughs at the Joker, and the Joker laughs with him. And the two men just stand there laughing as the night goes on around them.